With the Casino Heist finales paying double money this week, I thought it would be a good idea to give a bit of a refresher guide for the heist finale. The last time I made a guide for the Casino Heist was like 5 or 6 years ago, and while most things have stayed the same, some things have indeed changed since then. So this video will show you how to efficiently complete the Casino Heist finale to get yourself an elite challenge and the maximum possible take every single time. I have done this heist over 1,000 times over the past 5 years, and I pretty much know every single thing about the finale like the back of my hand. For the sake of time though, I am only going to be talking about finales and how to efficiently complete them and the decision making process you should be making when it comes to picking your entrance, exit, disguises, primary loot, and more. We will not be going over setups or anything in this video. So the only two heist finale types you want to be doing if you really want to be operating at peak efficiency are Big Con and Silent and Sneaky. More specifically, Big Con with the armored truck approach and nothing else. Aggressive, you want to just completely ignore. Even if you get that one to be the hard mode heist, you just get way less time in the vault, and you lose a ton of money on the way out by getting shot at, so it's really just not ideal for making money in the best way possible. Before we even get into the finale though, let's talk primary targets. There are 4 different ones: cash, artwork, gold, and diamonds. The only one that's not worth doing is cash. If you happen to get cash on your scope out mission, you want to go ahead and do the easy reroll trick by calling Lester inside of the casino while you're on the vault contents prep and canceling the casino heist. It's very important that you do this before leaving the interior of the building on the vault contents prep. After you hang up with him, then you can leave the building and head back to your arcade property, and once you restart up the heist and pay the startup fee again, the game will automatically give you a random vault content, and hopefully it gives you something that isn't cash. Because if you get cash again, unfortunately, then you're going to have to cancel it and redo the vault contents mission all over again. But this method essentially gives you 2 vault rolls while only doing the mission a single time, and that's why it's so good. You also only want to be using the worst driver, the worst gunman, and the best hacker regardless of the approach you do, as that will let you have a higher percent of the money at the end of the heist. And you always want to make sure you have level 2 keycards. That is very, very important as well. Let's start off with the Silent Sneaky heist first, as that one is a little bit more challenging than the Big Con armored truck approach. For the entrance and exit option, you always want to go with the staff door. When we arrive at the casino, just pull up right outside the camera's cone of vision and quickly run past it. If you get into the line of sight for a split second, it's not a big deal. The camera takes a couple seconds to spot you.
Metal detector enhanced. They are coming. That's it. Head through the door to the staff lobby.
Now when you're inside, you don't have to bother stunning the metal detector at all. Even if it makes noise, the guards just don't really care about that. Just have your gun ready in first person and wait for the guards to spawn here. There's a few different setups for how the guards can spawn, but the important thing to note is that these guards with the suits will die to one shot to the body from any lethal weapon. Unlike the patrolling guards where they require a gun smack or a headshot if you did the optional mission to take away their armor. If they spawn to the left in the camera's cone of vision, you must shoot the camera after killing them so that it doesn't spot the bodies. Remember, you are able to shoot one camera and stun another, but if you shoot 2 cameras, the alarms will sound automatically, so don't do that.
Up ahead, you'll need to find the fuse box on the side of the unit, take it out with a stun gun, and get through before it recovers.
Next up are the guards in the security room. They cannot see you through the windows, but you can see them. However, they can see you through the window in the door, so use that to see what direction they're looking before making your entrance. The guard setup in here also coincides with the guard setup outside, so if you memorize the guard setup outside the security room, then you'll know where they will be inside as well.
Quick and clean. Very nice. Heads up.
When the room is cleared, have the first person to enter the room get on the button to open the Daily Vault storage door. Meanwhile, another person will run out into the hallway and smack the guard, making sure he kills him on the left side of the hallway. If the guard is walking on the right side, you must wait until he comes back to the left, otherwise the body is going to be spotted by the cameras, or you're going to be spotted during the kill. Once the guard in the hallway is dead, the person that pressed the button, assuming you only have 2 players, should return to the hallway and make their way down the stairs while the other person loots the Daily Vault. While you unlock this door, be mindful of the guard that patrols to your left down that back hallway. Sometimes when he turns around, he will spot you through the door in this spot. It doesn't happen all the time, but it's happened to me definitely a few times, so just make sure he's not in the middle of a turn when you come through here. After going down a set of stairs, wait at this point until the guard walks his way up the stairs and turns the corner. You will meet him with a gun butt to the face. Do not engage him on the stairs, as the melee can sometimes not work, or you'll simply just push him down the stairs and he will sound the alarm because you can't kill him in time. If you did the optional mission to make them not have armor, you could also turn the corner and quickly headshot him before he starts walking, but it's easier just to wait until he walks up the stairs to smack him instead. As you run down the stairs, there will be another camera. Make sure you are running in first person and you can run right past the camera just fine without having to worry about stunning them. Just don't stay in their vision for too long. On the vault room floor now, the first 2 guards you want to kill are on the left as you go through the door. If they do not have helmets on, I recommend you headshot the one on the left and quickly smack the one on the right directly after. They seem to drop their weapons faster if they don't have armor than when they do have armor, I've noticed, and the double melee is a bit slower than headshotting one and smacking the other. However, if they do have armor on, then obviously you have to double melee them from here, and you might get shot by the assault shotgun a single time, but don't worry, it's more so a desync shot that happens right as you melee them, so it doesn't alert the guards and you'll be completely fine.
I need my inhaler just listening to you. Okay.
Once those 2 are dead, we now run to the left side of the hallway and quickly melee the guy walking out of the room on the left. Pay close attention to where his body lands on the ground though, because sometimes he can be slower to come out and you can melee him while he's still in the room, which is the best case scenario. Other times, like what you're about to see happen here, his body will drop close to the camera's vision, and you'll have to stun the camera so it doesn't get spotted. Alternatively, you can run down the hallway, wait for him to walk out, and then wait till he gets to a safe spot in the hallway and melee him that way so you don't have to worry about the camera at all. Both ways work just fine. After that, you can take out your weapon and body shot the guards behind the desk from left to right. For the third guy way in the back, if he has armor on, you're going to need to hug the wall as you run to him so he does not spot you before you get close to him and smack him dead. If he doesn't have armor on, then you can simply just headshot him from across the room where you took out the other 2 guys from. Now your job is to wait for your other teammate to get done with the daily vault while you occupy the camera, stunning it once more after it comes back up so that it doesn't see the body. When your teammate gets to the ground floor, quickly line up and simultaneously swipe the keycards to enter the man trap. If you have more than 2 players, 1 person can watch the camera while the other 2 swipe. And now this is where you want to switch to fidelity mode on consoles, or on PC, lock your FPS to 60. This is to help prevent the man trap disconnection from happening. It doesn't work all the time, but you do seem to have a lesser chance of disconnection when you cap your FPS and lower it down to 30 on consoles with the fidelity mode. And you can switch it back afterwards if you'd like, you only need it for getting through the man trap. For the drilling, the laser drill is best utilized by keeping it at high heat levels, so hold the right trigger until you're about to overheat, and then just keep tapping the right trigger to get it up to the max heat level without overheating it.
If you push the drill too hard, it'll overheat. We're not on a time limit until we're inside. And number 3. Okay, right side's all done.
Now for efficiency within the vault, there are a ton of different scenarios depending on your loot and the amount of players you have. Some ideal scenarios that you want though, if you have artwork, you almost always want 2 players. Any more than that and it's overkill, you'll be getting done looting in like half the time, so it's just a complete waste. For gold, it does work with 2 players, however it requires a very coordinated group with 2 very good hackers. To accomplish gathering all of the gold loot with just 2 players, you either need a very good setup with A, B, and C in the open, or both players must complete the hacks in like 10 to 11 seconds per door. There is very little room for error here. But how do you get good at hacking, you might ask? Well, there are 4 different types of fingerprint variations, and you have to match up the key parts with what you see on the individual print on the right. The correct answers are shown in the color-coded areas here, and the easiest way to get better at this is to buy the device at your arcade to practice the hack after you get the hacking device prep done, because once you know parts of the fingerprint, you'll eventually just know them all. When I do this hack now, I only look at the left side of the screen and have memorized the ones that go together, and really that just comes from repetition. You'll eventually just memorize it over time the more and more you do it. If you do have to look at the fingerprint itself though, the bottom and middle of the print will almost always have 2 of the answers for you as shown off by the color-coded areas. But really, I can't stress enough just brute forcing your way until you memorize the different patterns, and really, it doesn't take all that long to get it down. If you have more than 2 players though, you really only need 1 person who can hack really good that can open all of the doors for the team to grab the loot, and everyone else can just focus on grabbing stuff. If you have diamonds, which will be every time this week if you happen to have GTA Plus, you do get more money if you do an efficient 2-man heist because you won't be wasting another 15% having another player. However, you will not be able to get all of the diamonds from the vault as each cart takes too long to grab. To keep it short, if you want easy, clean runs, take 2 people for artwork, 3 for gold, and 3 for diamonds. But 2 can be done to great efficiency with both gold and diamonds if both players are highly skilled at hacking and routing inside the vault. It's really just up to you whether or not you'd prefer a 3-person clean run to make it easier to grab everything, or do you want to challenge yourself a bit by taking only 2 players. On the way out, once again going back into the man trap, switch back to fidelity mode or cap your FPS to 60 on PC. When you get to the end, before you fully exit, you can just switch back to your intended playable frame rate, and there will be 1 guard behind the desk, and 2 more patrolling in the back. Wait for the patrolling guards to make it through the doors on their way into the hallway, and I mean make sure they are through the door because one of them will sometimes get confused and do a little spin-a-rooney and turn around a couple times before finally finding his way into the hall. Once they do make it there though, you can run up and smack the guy or headshot him if he's not wearing a helmet, and then quickly follow those 2 guards and take them out as well.
The hardest achievement on the console of life. You did good down there. This is gonna be a nice little payday and a whole lot of smug satisfaction.
Exiting with the silent sneaky approach I think is actually easier than the big con because there are only 2 more guards now that you have to take out. Again, make sure you are running up the stairs in first person to avoid the cameras, and make your way into the security room from the hallway, smack the first one closest to you, and then run over and smack the other one from behind, or again headshot him if he doesn't have armor on. If you do this part pretty fast, the guard in the entrance area will be walking away from you, so you don't need to bother killing him, and you can just leave the way that you came in through the staff door. Now, if for some reason you might have borked the Elite Challenge and have to have restarted the heist, you can also grab the Daily Vault a second time on the way out, and that can make up for some of those lost earnings from the Elite Challenge. But after all is said and done, we're just gonna head out through the way we came in, through the staff door. Outside of the casino, just take the path that I do here. You'll have to smack this single guard so he doesn't spot you, and make your way over the tunnel, and then jump over the wall next to the gas tank before climbing over the wall onto the street. Sometimes your getaway vehicle will spawn around here in this parking lot. Other times you'll have to just steal a traffic car because the getaway cars will just be way too far away. But both methods work the same way. And make sure you are in 3rd person for the driving section. If you go into 1st person, the helicopter will have problems spawning in for some reason. So just make sure everyone in the game is in 3rd person. That's very important. And then drive to the right side of the road, even on the sidewalk if you have to, because you want to have a line of sight with your camera on the helicopter spawn point. Look for the tail. If it's not there, keep driving and looking back, and it should spawn in eventually. Then you can just turn around and drive over to the police station. From there, simply climb up to the helicopter before making your way to the final drop-off point. And really that's all there is to the silent sneaky approach. It's my personal favorite out of the 3, and in the end we still had about a minute and a half left for the Elite Challenge, even after grabbing all the diamonds in the vault and getting the Daily Vault as well. Moving on to the big con approach now, you want to make sure you do the security group 6 approach. And yes, I'm saying it wrong to avoid any conflicts with YouTube demonetization. Years ago, I had this in my title, and the video did get demonetized if you were curious. Anyways, when you drive to the casino with the van, instead of going there the right way through the tunnel, just turn into the Lost MC clubhouse area and smash into the wall at the back. This will put you into the cutscene either way, and it's just a lot faster. After you drive in, park and get out, you might think the fastest way to go is through the elevator, and it's actually not the fastest. If you utilize the cover system, you can make your character run to the wall next to the stairs, and while you're on the stairs, you can also take cover to walk down them faster. And it actually does end up being a little bit faster than the elevator this way, albeit just by a few seconds, but that can be the difference between getting the Elite Challenge and not getting it. It's pretty easy here because the guards will not attack you, so you can just walk by and scan the key cards. Again, making sure you enter fidelity mode before running through the man trap though.
Y'all here for the vault, yeah? Alright, you're gonna need your key cards to get into the
alert system. Swipe at the same time.
Yes! Come on! How much better does it feel when the marks are this dumb?
And for this one, I'll just skip the vault looting and the hacking because I went over all that with the silent sneaky approach, and the vault strategies are going to be the exact same for both the silent sneaky and big con approaches. The escape, however, is not. So after making it through the man trap a second time, when you head upstairs, make sure that you all go together first of all, because when just one person goes up the stairs, that's going to make all of the guards turn into red guards, which mean they will see through the disguise. So if anyone is still downstairs, they will just get rocked. So avoid that by making sure you all go up the stairs together. As I said, the escape is a little bit different than the silent sneaky approach. There will be a guy in the hallway here, and it's very important that from this point on, you hit every guard from the back. If you hit them head on, this can actually glitch the outfits and render them useless, which complicates things a bit. So back shots only from here on out. There's a chance that a maid cart will be blocking the door there. If that's the case, you have to go around the other way, which takes just a few more seconds, so it's really not a big deal. And then melee the first guy in the hallway, again making sure it's from behind. We actually managed to luck out here, and it wasn't a melee hit from the back, it was a head-on hit, but the outfits were still fine. And you'll know when the outfits do bug out because they'll just disappear from your map, and if you go into the laundry room, you won't be able to interact with them to put them on. As for the second guy wandering in the hall, just wait until his back is turned and then make a run for the outfits through the door. You don't have to melee him. And when you have the outfits on, you are good to go. It doesn't really matter what exit disguise you choose, they all work the same. Just walk right out of the staff door. And the rest of the escape is a carbon copy of the silent approach. Meleeing the guard and making your way over the tunnel, over the wall next to the gas tank, and then stealing a vehicle on the road or getting into the getaway vehicle and driving to the helicopter. I know a lot of you likely already know the strats for the Casino Heist because it's been out a long time now, but since it is paying huge right now, paying double money NRP, I figured I would make a concise, modern guide for it. But I didn't want to make this a super long video either, just go over the need-to-know strats for the finale. If you really want to know the intricacies of the entire heist though, from the scope out, setups, each individual finale itself, I have an entire mastery guide playlist on the Casino Heist that I will link down in the description. Keep in mind, those are pretty old uploads from like 5 or 6 years ago, so I do have my old mic in those videos, so I will sound a bit different than I do now, I will warn you. But it is still a lot of good info that I talk about in those videos. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, feel free to leave a like as well as subscribe to my channel for more GTA Online content. I also want to give a huge shout out to all of my channel members for your support. If you'd like to become a member for some exclusive perks, you can either use the join button or the link that's down in the description. And as always, thanks for watching and have a great day.